This is Radio Nepal. I am DILA PRASAI with the news. The headlines first. Ruling coalition agrees to hold local level elections within time frame determined by Constitution. Health Ministry reports more than 10,000 new COVID cases in Nepal. Vaccination card made compulsory to enter public places from January 21st. And World Health Organization head warns world leaders that the coronavirus pandemic is nowhere near over. Now the news in detail. The ruling coalition parties have agreed to hold the local level elections within the time frame determined by the Constitution. As per the constitutional provision, the government has to hold the local level elections every 5 years. The current term of the representatives in the local levels is coming to an end after the 19th of May this year. Government spokesperson and Communication Minister Gyanendra Bahadur Karki said the meeting of the high-level political coordination committee held at Balwatar yesterday focused on election-related issues. The ruling parties also agreed to hold further discussions to finalize the local level election date within a few days. Minister Karki added that the meeting also discussed the matter related to coalition parties' performance in the upcoming National Assembly election. The Communication Minister further urged the major opposition CP and UML to play a responsible role to end the deadlock seen in the parliament. Top leaders of the ruling coalition parties, Nepali Congress, CPN Maoist Centre, CPN Unified Socialist, Janata Samajwadi Party Nepal, and Rashtriya Janamorcha were present in the meeting coordinated by Prime Minister Sher Bahadur Deuba. Vice President of the Nepali Congress, Thanraj Gurung, has said the local level elections would be held within coming mid-May. Talking to media persons in Chitwan yesterday, he shared that the ruling coalition parties made an agreement over the issue of the local level elections. A total of 10,258 new cases of COVID-19 have been reported in Nepal. This is the record number of daily infection cases in Nepal since the pandemic began. According to the Ministry of Health and Population, the cases were confirmed while testing 22,828 samples. The daily infection rate has now reached around 45% in the country. Meanwhile, 562 people recovered from the COVID-19 infections in the past 24 hours. The ministry also reported a corona-related death yesterday, taking the total corona-related deaths to 11,624 in the country. The number of active cases of COVID-19 in Nepal has climbed to 39,044. The district administration offices of Kathmandu, Lalitpur and Bhaktapur districts have issued a 27-point order to stem the spread of COVID-19. Issuing an order separately yesterday, the district administration offices banned all the crowd-gathering events. The order has also barred special worships until the 12th of February to contain the rapidly spreading Omicron variant of COVID-19. Likewise, the health clubs, dance bars, gyms and swimming pools, among others, will remain closed until the 29th of January in the Kathmandu Valley. Similarly, to access public spaces and services, one must show a vaccination card, while the public vehicles are not allowed to carry passengers beyond their seat capacity. The Ministry of Health and Population has clarified that it is not in favour of imposing lockdown for the time being in the country. In a meeting of the House of Representatives Education and Health Committee held yesterday, Health Secretary Dr. Roshan Pokhrel said the ministry was sensitive in not putting the country's economy in trouble due to lockdown. Secretary Pokhrel also said vaccination management witnessed some complications due to the closure of schools when an inoculation drive targeting below 12-year was on the way. The Ministry of Home Affairs has decided to further effectively implement all the recommendations furnished by the COVID-19 Crisis Management Coordination Centre and the government in a bid to prevent and control COVID-19. The meeting of representatives from various ministries, chaired by Minister for Home Affairs Balkrishna Khad yesterday, took the decision to this effect. The CCMC had recommended a new provision that people must keep the vaccination card, hard or soft copy, with them to go around in public place from January 21st. In the meeting, Minister Khad said that the government was serious and sensitive towards containing the virus, stating that it was responsibility of the government to protect the lives of the citizens. Minister Khad directed all the concerned ministries' authorities to work sensitively for the same. Ambassador of Germany to Nepal, Dr. Thomas Prince, called on Foreign Affairs Minister Dr. Narayan Khadga at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Foreign Affairs Ministry informed that views on development, cooperation, trade, investment and other aspects of bilateral relations were exchanged during the meeting. On the occasion, Minister Khadga thanked the government of Germany for providing 4.1 million doses of COVID-19 vaccines to Nepal through the COVAX facility. The Supreme Court has curtailed its regular services till the 1st of February, citing growing COVID-19 infection. The full court meeting of the Supreme Court held yesterday decided to provide only 6 services to the service seekers from today. Issuing a statement yesterday, the Supreme Court said hearings would be held on cases relating to habeas corpus and the COVID-19 pandemic, among others. The Supreme Court has further said 31 staff of the court, including justices and chief registrar, have tested positive to COVID-19 amidst growing cases of Omicron variant. You are listening to Radio Nepal 8 a.m. English News Bulletin. We continue with the international updates now. The head of the World Health Organization, WHO, has issued a warning to world leaders that the coronavirus pandemic is nowhere near over. Dr. Tedros cautioned against the assumption that the newly dominant Omicron variant is significantly milder than and has eliminated the threat posed by the virus. The intervention comes as some European nations saw record new case numbers. France reported nearly 500,000 New Delhi cases on Tuesday. Speaking during a news conference at the WHO's headquarters in Geneva, Dr. Tedros told reporters that the Omicron variant had led to 18 million new infections across the world over the past week. Teams are working desperately to clear ash from Tonga's main airport runway in an effort to get vital supplies to the region following a volcanic eruption. Some 200 people with wheelbarrows and shovels are sweeping the site so flights can deliver food and drinking water to the Pacific Islands. New Zealand and Australia have also sent ships in response to Saturday's eruption, which triggered a tsunami. 4 deaths have been reported, 3 nationals and a woman from Britain. Now the general weather forecast for the country for today. Forecasting division says the weather is likely to be partly to generally cloudy in the hilly regions of the country and partly cloudy in the rest of the country. Light rain is likely to occur at 1 or 2 places in the hilly region of the country. There are also chances of light snowfall at a few places of the high mountainous region. Kathmandu's weather report now: maximum temperature of 19 degrees Celsius and minimum temperature of 4.6 degrees Celsius. With this news, we have come to the end of this bulletin. But before we wrap up the headlines once again, ruling coalition agrees to hold local level elections within time frame determined by Constitution. Health Ministry reports more than 10,000 new COVID cases in Nepal. Vaccination card made compulsory to enter public places from January 21st. And World Health Organization head warns world leaders that the coronavirus pandemic is nowhere near over. Well, that's all that we have for this edition. Our next English news edition is at 2 in the afternoon. You can also listen to us online at our website www.radionepal.gov.np for more news and online programs. Stay tuned, stay safe and have a good day.